Can you go ahead and call the Schaumburg Village Board meeting to order for Tuesday, October 26, 2021. First item is please remind you to turn off your any electronic devices that make noise during the course of this meeting. I would ask the village clerk to call the roll.
Trustee Kozak absent. Trustee Clare?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Present.
Trustee Dunham?
Present.
Trustee May?
Present.
Trustee Bishke?
Present.
President Daly?
Present. All present except for Trustee Kozak. I would like to ask Trustee Sullivan to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everybody please rise and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan.
You're welcome.
Next item is the approval of minutes from October 12, 2021. Any questions, comments?
Move to approve as presented. Second.
The motion and a second to approve as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5 ayes. Motion carries. Next item is the approval of expenditures for $5,396,309.28. Any questions, comments?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and second to approve. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Kozak absent. Trustee Clare?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Bishke?
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is a liquor license request from Mr. Won Sun Kim for one Class A liquor license for BBQ Chicken Restaurant located at 247 West Gulf Road. And as I recall, that stands for best
Of the best.
Best of the best. Thank you. Okay, I was trying to remember. All right, please step forward, if you wouldn't mind.
And it was pretty good the other day, too.
Yes, it was. We went for a ribbon cutting the other day and had a sample, and it was excellent, so.
Excellent. Glad you enjoyed
Okay,
it.
so kind of know, but why don't you go ahead and let us know, it's a new license, new location, and let us know what's going on there, just for the record.
Yeah, sure. It's a franchise restaurant with about 5,200 locations around the world in 57 different countries. There is none other like it in the village of Schaumburg, and we just opened about 3 weeks ago. And we intend to operate the premises 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And once we are granted the liquor license, we do intend to open extended hours on the weekends. But other than that, we currently employ 13 people, all from the Schaumburg area, and the primary food that is for sale is Korean fried chicken. And I'll take some questions.
I think that doesn't do justice for all that you have. You've got like 15 different versions of things there that I only sampled a few, and as I said, were excellent, and I know other trustees said the same thing. So, any questions from the board? No? Okay. Then starting tomorrow, you can go to liquor commissioner's office, which is also the mayor's office upstairs, anytime after 9 a.m., and pursue picking up pursue going through the process to get a liquor license, fingerprint, background check, et cetera, and all that by the police department, and assuming that's all good, then you'll be issued the license. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
All
you're
right.
welcome to stay, or you can leave. I know you got the business to run, so.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Have a pleasant evening.
Good luck.
Okay, you too.
Good seeing you.
Next item is consent agenda. The consent agenda will be read in its entirety, voted on in one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on a consent agenda in one motion to approve. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, correspondence. The motion would be to approve the request from Family Outreach Program, Inc. to fundraise from sunrise to sunset on October 29th to 30th, 2021 at the intersections of Mall Drive, Woodfield Road, Schaumburg Road, Meacham Road, Plum Grove Road, Schaumburg Road, Roselle Road, Wise Road, Roselle Road, Valley Lake Drive. B, the motion would be to ratify the request from Schaumburg Business Association to hold a raffle on October 22nd, 2021 at Schaumburg Corporate Center located at 1501 East Woodfield Road, and to grant the variance to Chapter 117.31 to waive the fidelity bond requirement and that the $50 late fee be waived. 2, proclamations. A, Emergency Nurses Week, October 10th to 16th, 2021. B, Small Business Saturday, November 27th, 2021. 3, Engineering and Public Works Committee. The motion would be to award the purchase of 1 replacement 2023 Freightliner to Trans-Chicago Truck Group of Elmhurst, Illinois, in the amount of $219,571. 4, Finance, Legal, Administrative, and General Government. A, the motion would be to approve the Finance Department monthly report for September 2021. B, the motion will be to approve a pledge in the amount of $10,000 to the Golden Corridor Advanced Manufacturing Partnership. C, the motion would be to approve the annual stipend list for advisory committee members for the fiscal year 2020-2021. D, the motion would be to refer the proposed personnel manual and benefits handbook to the committee of the whole. E, the motion would be to refer the proposed whistleblower protection policy to the committee of the whole for inclusion in the Village of Schaumburg policy manual. F, the motion would be to accept the comprehensive annual finance report for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2021. G, the motion would be to establish the levy amount at $19,479,582, set the tentative levy on October 26, 2021, and waive the first reading and adopt the 2021 tax levy ordinance on December 14, 2021. H, the motion would be to approve an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 36 of the Municipal Code implementing a municipal push tax on plays of video gaming terminals.
Poll, please.
5, Planning, Building, and Development Committee. The motion would be to direct staff to continue the temporary outdoor dining permit process utilized during the pandemic through March 31st, 2022. B, the motion would be to approve an amendment to the sign ordinance relative to exterior lighting at commercial properties and refer the matter to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a public hearing. 6, Plan Commission. The motion will be to approve a fence variation for 1600 Connington Drive. 7, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a preliminary and final plat of subdivision, lot area variations, lot width variations, landscape variations, parking setback variations, and parking variation for Meacham Point, 1018 to 1022 North Meacham Road. 8, Project Review Group. The motion would be to approve a site plan amendment for facade remodel, site upgrades, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Higgins Road Sales, Inc., DBA Woodfield Lexus 350 East Gulf Road. 9, Resolutions. The motion would be to accept as resolution number R21-085, requesting and authorizing the County of Cook to submit a no-cash bid to acquire a tax certificate of purchase for the non-payment of taxes on a property located at 436 Gulf Road. 10, Ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 21-103, granting a preliminary and final plat of subdivision, lot area variations, lot width variations, landscape variations, parking setback variations, and parking variations for Meacham Point, 1018 to 1022 North Meacham Road. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 21-104, granting a site plan amendment for facade remodel, site upgrades, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Higgins Road Sales, Inc., DBA Woodfield Lexus, 350 East Gulf Road. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 21-105, granting a fence variation, 1600 Connington Drive. D, the motion would be to...
Poll, please.
The motion would be to grant an ordinance amending Title III Administration, Chapter 36, Taxes of the Village of Schaumburg Code with regard to the imposition of a municipal push tax on plays of video gaming terminals. And that was pulled by the mayor. That concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you, Marilyn. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda with item H under Finance, Legal, and General Government, and item D under Ordinances being pulled for further discussion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Will the clerk please pull the board?
Trustee Kozak absent. Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Biskey.
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Committee reports, and we have this item on the recommendation to approve an ordinance adopting municipal push tax on video gaming to be effective May 1, 2022. I know there's a couple of people, I believe, in the audience that want to speak to this, so we'll take you as who's ever first. Mr. Heidner, please step forward. Yes, you can take your mask down, sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Rick Heidner. Thank you for letting me speak, Mayor and honorable trustees, Madam Clerk. I'm the owner of Gold Rush Gaming. I'm the third largest terminal operator in the state of Illinois. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood what this means, this push tax. A penny a push, if we average $1 a push, because it's a nickel to $4 a bet, is really a 12.5% tax. We hold on an average 8 cents per dollar, okay? So if you take 1 cent of the 8 cents, it's 12.5%. I just want to let everybody know that that's a really, really large percentage of the win. We right now split 34% goes to tax already, and we have to pay 0.875 as a fee to Scientific Games to process all of the data and for them to keep track of everything. So not only that, but then there's the licenses too, which sometimes are put on the terminal operator, sometimes they're put on the establishments, and before they were always split. So there's already a tremendous amount of tax that's being paid. For me, it cost me almost $250,000 per location just to install, with the price of the machines, the chairs, the electrical, commissions we pay, the redemption terminal. So by the time you do the 34% and whatnot, we pretty much run down to about a 5% profit total. So a 12.5% tax is very, very heavy. The other thing is I employ a little bit over 200 people. These jobs are good jobs. We average over $1,200 per week per person. And the industry, keeps going on. In order to take care of the customers and make sure that everybody has the best machines, the best updates, and are serviced well, it does take a lot of money to run these businesses. Then we have the part of the establishments. Well, this was something that was supposed to really help the establishments. So whether or not the 12.5% tax, 12.5% tax, becomes a burden of both of us or one of us. Either way you look at it, it's a heavy burden. I especially think of the new places that are being opened in Schaumburg. For this to come out at all so quickly or even at all, some of these people invested in brand new businesses, especially your gaming cafes. So I would hope that you would consider that too, because nobody knows what's going to happen. Now, the other thing that we could do, and trust me, we haven't done, we don't want to do, is we can increase the percentage of our win from the 8%. By law, we can go all the way up to 20. But no one wants to do that. Everybody pretty much runs at this 8%. The old machines that were illegal, they call grade machines, those people would run in any percent they want to and pay no tax. And those machines cost $2,200, $2,500. Ours cost as much as $25,000, $27,000. So there's really a whole bunch that goes into this, and I just really wanted for everyone to understand. When you look at this, I'm a landlord too. Everybody pretty much knows I've been around for a long time, and I have. So we've been trying to fill these buildings, and with this extra gaming that you've now presented, it helps us fill these buildings. A lot of establishments are being open, because of this, and this would be a setback. This would just definitely be a setback. So I just wanted to have everybody really understand, if we raised our percentage, every people that play know. They absolutely know. So for an example is, let's say we pushed it up to 12% hold, okay, and 88% giving back. Players know, and if Hoffman Estates doesn't have the extra tax, or Streamwood doesn't have the extra tax, or someone else doesn't have the extra tax, the player will just go across the street. So all the gain that we're trying to do, for these businesses would pretty much evaporate. Again, been a businessman my whole life, with the J.J. Peppers, and have had many businesses in Schaumburg and buildings, like I had said. So we've all gone through this difficult time with COVID and 06 to 14 with the real estate market and everything. So I just want everyone to really think about this. A lot of municipalities are just knee-jerking and thinking it's, extra money, but it is going to put a burden on the business owners and the terminal operators. So for an example, 12.5%, can you imagine if you put a 12.5% tax extra on gasoline? People would just go to a different town. It's going to be the same with the gaming. So if you could please consider that, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience wants to speak to this? Sure. Oh, yeah, can you please sign in? So once, let him finish here. Sorry. Okay. So if we would ask you also to please sign in. You can remove your mask while you're there. We're at enough distance here.
Oops.
Give us your name and address for the record.
I'm sorry?
Your name and address for the record?
I actually live in Bartlett, but my business is in Schaumburg, so.
Okay, that's fine.
My name is Jennifer Strang. I'm with the Hyatt out of Schaumburg. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight. I'm standing before you today as a small business owner that has struggled through this pandemic. My employees and I care deeply for our community and the people who we serve. Over the years, we have built a respectable business and a fun place to unwind in our neighborhood. However, it seems it has come to our attention again that our business may be facing another unfortunate change. In just the last 2 years, we have survived several shutdowns, resulting in a major loss of revenue. Schaumburg also recently cut our business hours, resulting in more lost revenue. Now the city is looking to take away funds that we desperately need during this difficult time. In addition to cutting into our revenue, this tax is going to lower payouts to our customers and potentially decrease the odds that they win. This will likely cause our customers to go elsewhere, to places that this tax is not being imposed. For instance, there's a gaming cafe right across the street in Hoffman Estates. What's to stop our customers from going there? Not only does Schaumburg already receive 5% of our overall gaming revenue, but we also pay extremely high licensing fees. Some of us paid double those fees in just the few months that gaming was allowed, that gaming was pushed through here. Schaumburg has seen a massive increase in revenue since we pushed video gaming through. Just in August, it was over $14,000. The old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, applies perfectly here. There's no reason to add such a harmful tax to our business and our customers when Schaumburg is already benefiting greatly from its video gaming establishments. I respectfully ask that our councilmen and women vote no to add the player push tax to the list of taxes and fees that we already pay. Thank you very much.
Let me ask you a quick question. You said you work where?
The Hideout of Schaumburg.
I'm sorry,
The Hideout of Schaumburg,
okay,
yeah.
Thank you, okay. And how did, you indicated something that said we impacted your hours?
Yes,
Are you referring
you
the-
recently cut our hours from
4 a.m. to
3.
2 a.m.?
Yeah, actually, ours was only 3, but correct, yes,
Yes,
we did.
okay.
So that was that, and,
Okay, all
yeah.
right. Just clarifying. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I did receive correspondence from, bear with me a second, Mr. Martin McAlpin. He is with, let's see, PM Gaming, I think. Is that correct? Any rate, he expressed concern over implementation of this push tax also, so it's too long. I'm not going to read it into the record, but he did express concern over it and corresponding with me about it, indicating pretty much along the lines of what Mr. Heidner's indicated. So just want to make that on record. I will not speak for the rest of the board other than to say that a couple of things. One, the Village of Schaumburg has no intentions of implementing any push tax. Our understanding is the state of Illinois is looking to ban this so that it would prevent us if we don't have something already in place. So we are looking to preserve our option that somewhere in the future, if we wanted to, we could do this. And it may be something that we consider that maybe we implement this instead of using fees that we charge for machines or annual licenses or something like that. Maybe we create some sort of swap, who knows? But either way, if we don't take any action, we will be forever banned at this point of being able to use this as an option. And that is hence the reason for Schaumburg taking action. Had this not come up at the state level of the state wanting to ban this, we would not be having this conversation today. There's no reason for it. In the ordinance, as it indicates, it's we have to put at least a date in there for potential implementation. It does say May 1st of 2022, but that is only because we need to have a date in there of some time period. I can tell you, I personally have no intention of seeing any kind of implementation of this tax unless there would be further conversation, which would be next May. So that's just my feeling. I'm not sure how the rest of the board feels on it. I believe they're the same way, but they can certainly speak for themselves. But this protects the village in being able to pursue additional revenue if it needs to. I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit and indicate that the state for years has cut into revenue by the villages, all the communities in the state of Illinois, and we have what's called an LGDF. It's not going to get into a whole explanation on it, but it's sales tax revenue, and they have cut us from 10% down to 6%. They can't keep doing that to us and having us lose revenue. Our only alternative is to turn around a property tax, and I'm not going to do that because property tax will hit residents, businesses, and that's just as bad. So I want to preserve any ability for us to generate revenue in the future, and that is why I will take the heat that I was the one who suggested we at least put this on the books and keep it out there as something in our back pocket for the future. So There's no intention right now, but did want to make that as on the record. So open, anybody else on the board who might want to speak on it? Trustee Dunham?
So in essence, what we're doing is we're giving ourselves permission to impose this tax at a future time if and when we so deem it necessary. But Rick, you and I talked for a minute before the meeting, and I did not speak with you, but there is no tax being imposed, no push tax being imposed tonight. Do you both understand that? Yes. Okay, it's just, again, that we're giving ourselves permission to do it. This was discussed at the Finance Committee, which I chair, some time ago, and it will, should we decide to do it, whether we do or not, we, before the May implementation date of the ordinance, not the tax, but the implementation of the ordinance, it's got to come back to the Finance Committee again one more time. And Tom, that will likely be in March, I think, because of the, the amount of time it takes for the paperwork to wend its way through the system. So we'll be talking about this again, but I want to say it for the third time. There is no tax being imposed here tonight. So please understand that. Rick?
Could I ask, when you have that meeting in March or May, you could push that date again?
I don't know.
Oh,
whether-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be, at that point, we would need to look to extend it. Either otherwise it goes in automatically, so we have to extend it. So there has to be another conversation, a public meeting held, as Trustee Dunham's indicated, at the Finance Committee. They would have to have another conversation about whether to go forward with it or not. Quite frankly, this is one of those that if you do it, it's kind of like bite the hand that feeds you, I mean, the village is receiving nice, decent revenue. Everything's working the way it should. Why would we do this? Again, it doesn't make sense to do this, but it keeps our options open.
You're just keeping it in your pocket.
And that's what we're looking to do here. So, Trustee Bishke?
One more
Oh,
thing,
I'm sorry.
Tom. That's
Yes.
all right. No, I didn't tell you, but one more thing, and I want to echo again something that Tom said. If it wasn't for the state of Illinois doing things in the let's be charitable and say the unusual way they do things, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But they force us to look out for ourselves, and they are constantly looking for ways to take back revenue that they've granted us in the past, and we have to protect ourselves. And that's basically what this is.
Trustee Bishke?
So just to further expand on, in answer for your question, Rick, was what we discussed at the Finance, Legal, and Administrative Government meeting last week was when we bring it back in the March timeframe, the options, depending on what the state decides to do between now and then, we have lots of options on what we can do with the ordinance. We can amend the ordinance to push the date out like you suggested. We can amend the amount of the push tax, or we can repeal it completely. So there's lots of different things that we discussed as potential options. But like the mayor and Trustee Dunham said, right now, the reason that this is on here tonight is to allow us flexibility to be able to do this at some point in the future. But we have options to completely change it if we wish.
Anything further? Okay. So at this point, we do have an ordinance that we have had some discussion on. I would like to find out whether or not, or see if there's a motion to approve the ordinance, which would be ordinance number 21-106, that would establish the municipal push tax on plays on video gaming terminals.
I will move.
Can I just interject? The motion should also include a waiver of the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
So motion and a second. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please pull the board?
Trustee Kozak absent. Trustee Clare?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Bishke?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The motion carries, and you can be assured that you guys will certainly know this next time around, but March should be the further conversation on it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
And
Rest
you will be
easy.
notified of that.
Rest easy, we're not changing any of your revenue at this point, so.
Well, the good news is by next time we come here, you'll have more revenue.
Yeah, yes, and we will certainly have a better idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. No other items for committee reports. Comments from the audience. This is a time in which you can step forward and discuss any business pertinent towards the Village of Schaumburg. Anyone here? Going once, going twice. Council report.
No report this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. President's report, I actually have two items. One, well, both very exciting, actually. So this is to Mike Hall. Michael, thank you very much for getting the Boomers water, we call it the Boomers water tank. It's our water tank. We put the Boomers name on it. But thank you very much for getting the tank cleaned. Wow. I mean, it's one of those that, wow, that looks amazing. So
Looks new.
yeah, it looks like brand new. So excellent job. That's really great. Adds life to it. I hope it gets us a little bit longer on it. But either way, whether it does or not, it just looks fabulous. So thank you very much for researching that. I know it was a question mark at first, but it turned out great. So thank you. The other one is Matt Frank. Hi, Matt. So last Friday night was the SBA, Schaumburg Business Association, had their 2021 Toast of Schaumburg. And during that time, they have awards for the year, all the way from Brian Burke, Business Year of the Award, Lori Stone, Woman of the Year Award, and we have Leader of the Year Award, which went to our own Matt Frank. So I want to congratulate you, as I'm sure the rest of it is absolutely well-deserved. You had some tough competition in there. One in particular, I think, would have been a real tough one, but it worked out well for you, and so very good. So glad you're with us. Thank you. That's the only items I have. Manager's report.
I have three items that I'd like to report. First of all, I had the opportunity, along with trustees Bishke and Madej, to attend the Engineering and Public Works Snow and Ice event on Friday afternoon. This is where the department prepares all their equipment, all their procedures for the upcoming winter season. And as much as we may dislike the fact that it's coming, it is coming. The positive side is that Public Works is ready and able to tackle the storms that are coming, and they had a very nice event, and the pride of the department really showed in the condition of the equipment and the attitudes that were displayed that day. So Mike, congratulations to your staff, and good luck this winter. I also want to thank the Northwest Suburban Women's Club. This is a group of women who came in and donated, I think, over 20 pies. And not that the guys in Public Works needed more food that day, but they certainly got some, and I had a piece of the coconut cream pie. It was fantastic, so thanks to that group for their contribution to that event. Second, I just want to remind everyone that Halloween is coming up. We've been doing a lot of activity on social media to remind the community to be safe and to keep an eye out for kids on Halloween. Because of the pandemic last year, there weren't as many kids, and so I'm sure this year there'll be additional pent-up excitement related to that day, and we want to make sure that it's a safe event for everybody. So just ask everybody to keep an eye out that afternoon for all the little ghouls and goblins that might be out and about. And then finally, I'd ask everyone to mark their calendars for Friday, November 26th. We are going to be having our public holiday tree lighting event. We may have to make some adjustments to the program as a result of the plaza construction here, but I've been assured by Jack Netter that we have that well in hand, and that there will be a very nice event, not only for the board, but for the community as well. So look for more details on that coming in the days ahead. And that
Thanks.
concludes my report.
Thank you very much. New business. Any new business? None listed. Unfinished business? None listed. Trustee comments and mentions. Trustee Claire.
Just wanted to thank Engineering Public Works for the great job they did for this past storm, including my own street that was flooded, and I did a CSR, and within less than an hour, they were out, and they cleared the drains, and the water went down. So otherwise, we almost needed a raft down the block from me. But they were excellent, so good job all over the village. I saw them everywhere clearing drains, and thank you.
But it wasn't in your yard.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else? Nope. Going to look for a motion to adjourn into executive session in accordance with Section 2, subsection C6 of the Open Meetings Act, sale or lease of village property, and setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body.
So, second.
Motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Kozak absent. Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madey.
Aye.
Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, motion carries. So we are adjourned. We'll give you a few minutes to